Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Where I didn't mean to make them break, where I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption. You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises.
Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again. And we're going to be reacting to Mikel Arteta's press conference and, of course, to Erik ten Hag, the rumors that Erik ten Hag is being spotted as Arsenal's next manager if Mikel Arteta fails. Look, I don't think he's going to succeed anyway, so we will talk about Erik ten Hag as well. Could he be the right man to take over the Arsenal job? I like him. Everybody knows that on this channel, so everybody's going to say, why does he say if... why does he ask if Erik ten Hag can actually do the job? He already likes him. Yes, I like him, but that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, he could be wrong for the job. I like Brendan Rodgers, but I think Brendan at the moment could be wrong for our job. I mean, I also love Sam Allardyce, but I will never bring him near Arsenal. And a couple of other managers that I really love, and I will never bring near Arsenal. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. It's a lot of content today, obviously, because we have a game tomorrow. There'll be lots of content tomorrow and on Sunday, and then back to the usual schedule on Monday, 3 streams on a daily basis. So, Mikel has been speaking to the media, and quite interesting that he's really spoken about Edin Ketia and how he wants him to stay. We speak about that. He's spoken about the crisis, the anticipated crisis. I didn't know about this, by the way, but he's spoken about the anticipated crisis that could be in the Arsenal dressing room. And he said that he has a very, very good relationship with all Arsenal players at the moment, and there is nothing to be worried about. So we'll talk about that as well. And then, like I said, of course, the Southampton game, what to expect, what Mikel Arteta should do, and what we should expect out of the Southampton manager. I've not looked at their press conference. I think I should start doing press conferences of opposition teams. What do you think, people? Probably in the opposition preview, we should have them. Look, I can't do it today, and of course tomorrow is the game. I don't think I should do it tomorrow early in the morning. But I'll be doing press conferences and opposition previews one day to the game. So that is decided. So we will do that. So make sure you smash a like on the video. And I'm really, really happy that you guys have joined me back again for another video. So let's get to it. Let's start off with Erik ten Hag, because I think many of you will actually ask yourselves if ten Hag can actually be the next Arsenal manager. So the stories that have been actually moving around, ever since we lost to Everton, have been that Arsenal will not actually keep Mikel Arteta in the job because he is the proprietor of the project. They will only keep him in the job because he is worthy to stay. And of course, there are not so many managers that have been linked with Arsenal in the past 48 hours. It has been Erik ten Hag. The only manager, Ajax manager, and he's been the only manager that I've seen really linked with Arsenal. What I'm going to say about Erik ten Hag is one or two things. One, I think he is ahead and clear of Mikel Arteta. I think my problem with Mikel Arteta, I've always said it, and I'll never, stop saying it. Either he clears the problem, or we will never stop talking about our problem with Mikel Arteta. So my problem with Mikel Arteta for me is the inability to have that philosophy, that inability to influence players, because at the moment you really can't speak from a point of authority to players. If you look at managers, because they are managers at the same level or same age as Mikel Arteta. If you look at Nagelsmann, all right, Bayern Munich manager, he's very, very young, very young. But Nagelsmann has been at Leipzig, right? And he's been at Leipzig, where Leipzig were a big team because he made them a big team. I don't know whether it makes sense. Because look, if Bayern had hired Angel Nagelsmann right from scratch, I don't think he would have developed into the manager he became at RB Leipzig. There's some, there's some pressures on your plate, on your table. The meal is too big for you to eat when you're managing a big club, especially when you're a novice manager that does not have experience. Things are so difficult, and I think that's why Erik ten Hag would be a better fit for this job. Because look, I don't want to say we're at a level where we can say Arsenal or Bayern, but honestly speaking, we should be at the level of Bayern Munich. That is where we should be. We should be competing with Bayern, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Juve, Napoli, Inter, AC. Name them. You know the clubs. Liverpool, City. If you're going to compete with those clubs, you've got to do things, one, the way they do them, and two, different from the way they do them. Now, what I mean by the statement is, look, Liverpool have a decent manager, so do Manchester City. United have got a decent manager, and Chelsea as well, and Tottenham Hotspur as well. So those are 5 teams, 6 teams with West Ham, because I think David Moyes, the fact that it didn't actually work out, it didn't work out at Manchester United, and let's keep that out of the box. He is a decent manager. You can't bring him close to Mikel Arteta, because look, David Moyes, does he have 1,000 cups in the Premier League on the touchline? 1,000. That is a massive statement, and that is a lot of experience in there. So if you look at West Ham, they have Moyes, who's been in the Premier League for 1,000 times on the touchline. If you look at Spurs, they have Conte. We all know who Conte is. You have Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. I doubt him personally. I mean, many people think he's the best manager in the world right now. I don't believe that. Honestly, I don't believe that. But again, you can't compare him to Mikel Arteta or the likes of Dean Smith. He's way above them. He's way up, way clear of them. And if you look at where he's been, Dortmund, PSG, it speaks volumes, really. Klopp, I mean, let's smile. Then, if we smile with, if we smile, with Klopp, then Pep Guardiola, of course, he's the teacher of Mikel Arteta. Ralf Rangnick, who's actually not, really known as a manager. He's not really known for being on the touchline, but he's known for being there in the back room and developing philosophies and doing things like that. He's been brought in at Manchester United to develop a philosophy, right? And if you look at all that cream de la creme, then you fall to Arsenal's Mikel Arteta. He's so different from that category. He's so different, and that's why when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here, you could see that Arsenal and United were doing the same. Were doing things the same way on the pitch and almost off the pitch, because again, almost at the same level. And of course, you give some credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Solskjaer has been at Molde. Was he at Molde? I think it was at Molde there in Norway, and doing his stuff and things like that, right? So again, Solskjaer had some level of experience on the touchline as compared to Mikel. But the stories about Erik ten Hag, I do not think it is going. I mean, I do believe that Mikel Arteta's honeymoon is over, and I think there is a sack warranty. There is a sack, not really a warranty, because a warranty again, gives you a lot of. Is it called a warranty? Yeah, it's called a warranty. It gives you a lot of power, but I think there is what you would call a sack warning now with Mikel Arteta. There is more pressure on Mikel than there was in 1.5 years ago, because now he literally has his team. Let's be honest. Ramsdale in goal, that is his signing. Tomiyasu at right back, that is his signing. Nuno Tavares at left back, that is his signing. Then Gabriel and Ben White, 5 of them are his signings. Lokonga and Partey, 7 signings. Odegaard, 8 of his signings. So he has 8 out of 11, right? He has 8 out of 11 signings in the starting lineup. So if you have said, give me my players, give me my team, and I'm going to, show you what I can do, then we have got to ask you questions, right? And I think he knows as the manager that now things have changed. It is not all about, well, I'm the manager, I'm new here, give me some more time. He has now, earlier he was asking for time, based on the fact that he didn't have, his own players. And of course, many of you said it last season and in the summer that Cossy, give Mikel Arteta some time. He's actually, is going to need to make his team, build his team, sign his own players. He signed his own players, and there is no difference. The players are good. Yes, there is some improvement in the way we play and results, but it's all still so crude. It's all still so negative. And now the time that he's got to buy himself time, rather than sitting there and say, give me more time. I have a very, very young squad. Give me more time. I'm a very, very young manager. Give me more time. I think that is coming to an end. But let's talk about Ten Hag for a minute as a manager. Would he take over Arsenal? I think he would. I think he would. One, he's been at Ajax. I don't know if look, Ajax are a very exciting team. The way they do their things, I just take them as Dortmund. Like, they're so organized. The way they do their transfers. Imagine their club that survives on the basis of develop players and sell them to survive. Clubs like that always have very, very difficult moments. They always have very, very difficult times. But Ajax, over the years, they've been surviving because of their organization in management and in the way they do things and things like that. Nevertheless, it doesn't make them bigger than Arsenal, and it doesn't make them, a bigger club than Arsenal. I don't think they are, and I don't think they are at the same level as we are. We are a very, very big brand, a very, very big club that is mismanaged. That is what I can say about Arsenal. Very, very big club that is mismanaged, and this mismanagement has been around right from the time of Arsene Wenger, like 2 decades. The difference there was, under Arsene Wenger, we had a manager who knew how to deal with the problems of the club. I think that is what we had. A manager that could deal with the problems of the club, a manager that could handle all the rotten system and still provide us with something to cling on to. With Mikel Arteta, you have a novice manager working under a rotten system. Because for me, again, look, Vinay. I mean, where can Vinay be taken and then be taken seriously? Can he get to Liverpool? No. Can he be at Manchester United? No. Can he be at Chelsea, at City, Barcelona, maybe at the rotten Barcelona at the moment? But look, honestly, guys, if you think about it, right? If you think about it, Mikel Arteta needs to buy himself time now. It's not it's not a matter of I deserve time. He no longer deserves the time. When you're when you are a new manager, there's so many times when you deserve the time, right? There's so many times when time falls on your shoulders, by the grace of God or by the grace of the fans, because everyone says he's a new manager, give him some time, and then everybody says, let him sign his own players, let him drive out the deadwood, let him do this and that. And I don't blame everything that is happening under this football club on Mikel Arteta, because we all know that this club is rotten to the core. This club is, its destruction is not, only on the outing. Inside there's a lot of rotten, pieces of crap that we know, starting from Stan Kroenke to Josh Kroenke to the likes of Vinay now. There's a lot of rotten crap down there. There's a lot of rotten crap. And of course, Mikel is the face, right? Mikel Arteta is the face. The fact that you bring in a manager without experience, the fact that you bring in a manager, who's a gambling master, like this is a poker club, this is a footballing club. We are not playing poker. We are not. I know nothing about poker. I know it's gambling. That's why I'm saying this is not a poker club. This is not. This is not, gambling machines. It's not gambling. It's football. You need to be organized. So I think Ten Hag, being under a very, very good, system at Ajax, he would consider moving to Arsenal as one of the very, very difficult tasks at in the world. Because look, if Ten Hag doesn't move to Arsenal, I highly recommend that he could move to Dortmund. He can. I think Dortmund do deserve a manager like Erik Ten Hag, because they can give him the resources. They might not give him the money, but they will give him better resources than Ajax. And I think he can actually achieve more with Dortmund and Ajax. I think when you go to Dortmund, what your role is to beat Bayern to the trophy, isn't it? Finish second, but also beat Bayern, and also make sure that Leipzig and Mönchengladbach and Leverkusen also do not actually finish ahead of you. That is your role there. He can also move to Liverpool, because it's not a guarantee that Steven Gerrard will be ready when Jurgen Klopp decides to step down. So he could move to Liverpool when Klopp steps down. He could move to Manchester United if when Ralf Rangnick actually steps down. And tell you the reason, he plays very, very attacking minded football, very beautiful football, and many Arsenal fans, including me, would actually take him. Honestly, many fans would take him because of the style of play, and the philosophy that he has and implements as a manager. If you've seen Ajax, look, I love Dortmund, and I watched that game when we were playing Ajax in the group stages, and I was really devastated. Dortmund scored fast. I think it was a penalty from our skipper, Macareas, and that was the end of the game for Dortmund. That was the end. Ajax absolutely destroyed Dortmund. They did. So if you begin to think about it, if the more you think about it, Erik Ten Hag is a very, very good manager. So to answer the question, why would he join Arsenal? I think in life, if you want to be great, then you've got to do great things. I think any manager, whether Mikel or anyone, that will get this Arsenal side to a level where where we can compete again, where we can play beautiful football, where we can be respected again, where we can go to Anfield and get a point respectively, or lose respectively. I think that manager will go down in history, honestly, because not only have we fallen in the post-Wenger era, we've also fallen too much even before the post-Wenger era actually came, and of course that is the problem. That is the big problem. Can we get someone that revives us? And for me, it's not Mikel Arteta. He can never revive this Arsenal side. Yes, he can bring in players and then do all his kind of politics and things like that, maybe clean the team, but he's never going to give this Arsenal side the redemption they need or we need. But look, so Ten Hag, can he join Arsenal? If he wants a challenge, I think he can. Yeah, if he wants a challenge, I think he can. Where is he going to go? Like I said, there are so many options at the moment where he can go, but the immediate impact, the immediate, destination could be Arsenal. And I think we are making a big mistake as Arsenal Football Club by not going for such managers. Because if Ten Hag joins Liverpool, it's going to be another problem. Just like Jurgen Klopp. We already talked about Jurgen Klopp at, when we still had Arsene Wenger. Oh, Arsenal could bring in Jurgen Klopp and, succeed Arsene Wenger. If you had brought in Jurgen Klopp in the last 10 years, where would we be? Where would we be? Would be very, very far away, honestly. Would be very far away. Look at where Liverpool are. Yes, they have a 75 million pound defender, but we also have a 72 million pound player who's sitting on the bench in Nicola Pepe. They have how much they buy Mo Salah? Like 35, like 40 or 45. We have Ben White, 45. Look at Partey's 45 million. Sadio Mane could be 45 million as well. We've been spending the same amounts of money as Liverpool. And Liverpool are title challengers, and they are so much ahead of us because of the manager. That is the difference. Yes, our recruitment has also been very, very poor. In the end, if you look at Lacazette, close to 50 million, trash. You look at Aubameyang, I think that one 60 million. I think it really did work out. In the first period, Pepe, trash. Ben White, I think is good. Then you have Partey. I don't know whether it's gonna work out. So I think Liverpool, the difference at Liverpool is the fact that they've had a decent manager for some time, and of course that is really evident in how they've been performing before the arrival of Jurgen Klopp. Under Brendan Rodgers, I also still think they had a decent manager in there because again, the level of organization they had as a club, I think they had shit players. I think they had crap players. Lallana. Those were their star men. Lallana. Did they have Charlie Adams as well in that midfield? I think Jordan Henderson was still there. Stuart Downing. I think they had crap players, by the way, but that was the start of their revolution when they started bringing the likes of Coutinho, Suarez. They had Sterling by the time, and then they sold him to Manchester City. That is when their revolution started. That is when their redemption started. And again, we've got to do things differently as Arsenal if we want to get back to the level at which we want to. So Ten Hag to Arsenal, I don't see that happen very, very soon. But it would be much. A great point of discussion, a great point for discussion in the summer. Because for me, if Mikel Arteta finishes 8th again, there is no way he should be staying there. There is no way the Emirates Stadium should be like, the Emirates Stadium environment should be like, yes, he has finished 8th again, but we will keep him. There is no reason, right? Absolutely. There is no reason. If he finishes 8th again, cut him off, honestly. Finishing 8th again, cut him off, right? Cut him off. So before we go to the press conference and team news, the one thing I like about Ten Hag is he's a young manager, not very, very young though, but he's a young manager that you think has a big future, and he just needs that kind of team to build a future with. He just needs that kind of project. And I think it's so wrong that we have a project where it's running on Mikel Arteta. I mean, he doesn't have anything in the bank. He doesn't have enough credit in the bank for us to rely on him as a man, for the project. He doesn't have enough credit in the bank. So does Edu. So does Vinay. I think we should have an independent project. If you're having Project Young Arsenal, have an independent project that anyone can come in and fit in. not sign players because Mikel Arteta wants them, not sign players because Mikel Arteta fancies them or rates them, because at the moment he's rating Edin Ketia and he's saying that Edin Ketia should stay. I'm telling you, if Eric Ten Hag came at Arsenal, Edin Ketia is not playing football and Edin Ketia will be out of the window. That is what I'm talking about. Eddie is not, Mikel is not that ruthless, and I don't think he has enough credit in the bank for us to build the project around him. Yes, it's a good project. I've always cried for such a project. I said, if we can't go for big money signings, why don't we assemble a few cheap talent, very, very good talent, assemble it, and probably it could help us get back to where we want to. I think that is the direction in which Arsenal are going, but the problem is now the manager. I never asked for a novice manager. I never. So Ten Hag, a promising manager, highly proven, highly recommended, very, very good style. He has his own philosophy. He's got the experience. Players will listen to him because he's got something to show. That is the manager you need, right? That is the manager you need. He's done it at Ajax. He can do it at Arsenal. Look, for me, if it is Unai Emery, and we give him 200 million, I'll be like, give him the time. Maybe give him the time, because he has some credit in the bank that is won things at Sevilla and things like that. But of course, with Unai Emery, you know the problem. He felt, the dressing room fell apart. He had to go. When the dressing room falls apart, and of course he had, it's rumored that he had, language and communication problems with the players. With Mikel Arteta, he's having I don't know, because I think what he has is less than what he doesn't have. Absolutely. So Ten Hag, I would definitely take the manager. But anyway, guys, let's get to our team news and Mikel Arteta's press conference. Thanks everybody for watching in. Smash that like button. Thanks everybody. I'm highly grateful that you guys join me, on a daily basis, and then we discuss things around Arsenal. So smash the like button. I'm really, really grateful if you do that for me. Let's get them every video 200 likes. So make sure you smash the like button at least to 200. It doesn't hurt, does it? So Mikel has been speaking to the media today, and he spoke about things like how we can make our press better, how we can actually improve on our goal scoring and things like that. And that is what we're going to be looking at in this segment of the video. So according to the Arsenal website, they have said it was another frustrating night on Monday as we lost at Everton despite creating a host of chances. Don't say despite creating a host of chances. Don't say that, because we didn't put the chances away, and that is another weakness we have had for 2 years. So don't say despite, right? We've had this problem for 2 years. Don't say despite. Thank you so much. We had a very disappointing night. That's enough. So Mikel Arteta freely admits we need to improve our attacking game. So how should we do it? So this is what Mikel Arteta spoke about Arsenal improving their attacking game. So he said, practice more and encourage the players to take more risks. Put the ball more often in the box when we have the opportunity to have more bodies there and start to score the big chances that we have, like the game against Everton. Look, practice more and encourage the players to take more risks. What on earth is Mikel saying? He's been here for 2 years, and he comes out to a press conference and he says, I know the solution. I know what we need to do. You've had 700 days to practice more with the players. You've had 700 days to tell the players what to do. Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't they doing it? Wait, no, don't tell us, because in every game, on every day, Arsenal produce a training video where there are bangers of goal scoring opportunities and goals scored. Why don't we see that on the pitch? When it comes out to the media and says, "Oh, I know the solution: practice more, and then encourage players to test more risks." Tell them that before the games, so that when they come to the games, what we want to hear as Arsenal fans is we practiced more and we've taken more risks, and you can see the goals we've scored. Don't tell us that we need to practice more when you've been with this team for 2 for 2 full years now, and you're still telling us, what the players should do. It's not in line. And it says it's always a combination of it's always a combination who creates the chances for the forwards. It's themselves. It's the team. It's the collective capacity for the team to arrive better in conditions in the final third. It's the numbers in the box. We can look at everything, but the reality is that we need more goals. Brilliant. I agree to that. It should be a team effort, right? It should be a very a team effort. The midfield now is a shambles. It's down. The forwards are a shambles. Are down. So literally, you can't create more goals. But of course, it's a reality. He doesn't even need to tell us in his press conference that the team needs more goals, because we know we need more goals. And at the moment, it looks like we are doing nothing. We are doing this, the same things the same way. I say this when we were winning games, that 1-0 against Norwich, 1-0, 1-0 against Burnley, 1-0 really? Then 0-0 against Brighton. How many games have Brighton kept a clean sheet this season? Yeah, how many? So look, yes, it is true. He says we need to score more goals, but we are doing nothing in order to score more goals. That is my point. And he says, I don't think we did sit back and try to protect the lead. Sometimes teams can change their way of playing after conceding a goal. We don't, and we go for the second one and the third goal, and we are gonna change, and we are not gonna change that. This is ridiculous. You know what he's saying? You know what? Let me read for you this again. He was speaking about the Everton game, and he said we didn't sit back to protect our lead. He says sometimes teams change their way after conceding a goal. We don't, and we go for the second one and the third one, and we are not going to change that. So he's saying that the reason as to why we lost to Everton is because it's entirely on not taking our chances. Because here he's saying that we left the game very open. We played very, very beautiful football. Come on, Mikel, that's a lie. That's a lie. Whenever we score, we try to protect our lead. And Martin Odegaard spoke about it after the game. I think it was after the Manchester United game or the Everton game. He said our problem is the mindset. And he knows, and Mikel knows, because if we didn't sit back, how come that the ball possession rates tilted in Everton's favor a lot? How come? How many chances did we create? Out of build up. Much of the work was much of the chances we had were from counterattacks. The Saka chance, there was a counterattack. The last chance, it was a counterattack, and I think the Martin Odegaard chance that Edin Ketia laid for him was also from a counterattack. So we literally sit back and try to get our opponents on the brink. We did it with Tottenham, we did it with Leicester City, and it's not working anymore. And he knows that. And the problem is that he's trying to deny that he knows that the problem is that we sit back. He knows it. Whenever we sit back, we lose games, and that's not even going to change. So he said that right. Let me see what he said about Southampton. He said it's a big game for us against Southampton. So what is the current mentality of the team? And he said after losing against Liverpool, we reacted really well and beat Newcastle. Arteta said, I think we deserved much more against Manchester United. No, we didn't. We didn't deserve much more against United. Maybe it wasn't much more. 2-2 would have been the final score, because I think Odegaard is unlucky, to go in after scoring a goal, they equalize, and then go in there, and then VAR gives a penalty. I think Odegaard is unlucky in that scenario. But if you take that away, United were the better team, guys. So when he says we deserved much more in the United game, no, I don't agree to that. And he says, if not a win, then at least a draw. Then against Everton, we had periods where we punished ourselves, and I don't think we deserved to lose either. Everton, did we deserve to lose? Maybe a draw. Maybe a draw, because we had more chances. Actually, the difference between the Everton game and the and the United game is that against Everton, we created more chances. That's it. Against United, why I think we deserve to lose that game is we were not bothered. We were not bothered. How many chances did we create? Yes, Aubameyang missed a couple of chances, but they were good chances, but not many. That's it. There were good chances, but not many. So I think United, we deserved nothing in that game for me. Everton, maybe a drop just to capitalize on the on the chances we created. But again, we were not the better team in both games. So and then he said we punished ourselves. That really happens. That really happens. Against United, I think we punished ourselves as well. Nuno Tavares gave away the ball, and then we conceded a second goal. Against Everton, the same thing. We punished ourselves, so we need to work on that as well. The good thing, he knows these things, and the good thing, he speaks about them in press conferences. And he says that's the thing, we need to increase the level of those performances, and when we have those performances during matches, we need to win the matches and close the games down. So basically, that is his opinion about the goal scoring opportunities, and and the fact that we are actually really doing poorly. He spoke about Aaron Ramsdale and the COVID-19 situation as well. I'm still looking for those comments on the COVID-19 situation, because COVID is actually bad, honestly. I don't know whether that will remove my monetization from the video, but the virus is actually spreading at a faster rate, especially with the new Omicron. It's called what, variant, right? Variant. The new variant is actually causing problems. So about Ramsdale, and they're saying that our goalkeeper has been named Player of the Month for the second time in succession, and his force of personality has been noticeable for all. So when did Mikel Arteta just see how big a character Ramsdale would be? So he spoke about Ramsdale, and he said, the day I spoke with him for the first time on the phone, I saw he would be a very, very big character. And he said that is when I realized that he had a special personality and was going to fit in really well with what we are trying to do and the way we want our players to behave. That would be if some attackers start to win. And he says that would be good if some attackers start to win. Player of the Month. Now, if the attackers are making us win football matches, that would be even very, very welcome at the side. I think there is nothing we can speak about Aaron Ramsdale really that we haven't said. He's one of the best for me, honestly. He's one of the best players at the club. He's one of the best players at the club. There is nothing, to actually, say there. He spoke about COVID. Yeah, I have I have the comments on COVID-19. Thanks everybody for watching in. By the way, make sure you smash that like button. I want to send a few shout outs to people on Francesco, Joel, Asno Manic, big up, Priceless Ruth. Is that Priceless Ruth? Yeah, big up to you as well. Wilfred, Mohammed, John, Prince Thomas as well, and then Darius, and then Kenneth. Big up to you for everyone who's watching in. I'm absolutely very, very happy that you guys do give me some of your time to watch my videos, and then feel a part of this. Feel a very big part of this. Big channel. Because it's big now. It's, gone are the days when we said we wish our channel becomes big. It's a big channel now. So I'm really grateful that you guys are part of this big project, and I hope it continues to grow and grow and grow. So Mikel made some interesting comments about COVID-19, and so let's look at them, because I'm really scared. Really, I'm really, really scared on whether the COVID-19 situation now reminds him of March 2020. Come on, I mean, don't really speak, don't say that. He said, well, we are trying to refuse those thoughts because we know what that means. The reality is that very quickly in the last week or so, things are happening, and we need to be alert, and that we need to start to put some protocols in place, because we do not want to go back where we were. The truth, guys, is that I think the comment is brilliant. Of course, I always give him credit when he makes very, very wise comments, don't I? But one thing I'm going to say is, I think COVID is really back, especially in the UK. Uh, there is a lot of panic. There's a lot of pressure now that the World Cup could be affected, and even if it's not affected, because look, why I think the World Cup might be affected, like postponed like the previous Euros, if if things don't get better and you have the leagues postponed, that means leagues could resume in August. If leagues resume in August, just imagine, right? Just imagine if leagues resume in August. Players cannot start, playing football in August and then have those, that compacted schedule, and then they go in the World Cup now. So I think Mikel is right. Personally, I pray that football doesn't go away. I just want football to go away for 4 months or 3 months during the summer. Players get to rest, and then we discuss transfers. Really, but football going away this early, no. On the latest around Smith Rowe, he said Emil has trained today and he was feeling much better after losing him for the game, for the last game, and hopefully he will be available to play. The rest of the squad is also okay. Brilliant. Of course, I've talked about the team news there, and I said much of the players, most of the squad is actually better. Smith Rowe was the big worry. But he's being rumored, and not being rumored. The manager has actually confirmed that he's very, very fine. So we will have him against Southampton. Do you think, guys? Let me know. Just type yes or no. Do you think we 100% missed Smith Rowe in the Everton game? Just type yes or no. Look, I think Martinelli really played well, but there was something that we lacked in that game. A player who dribbles progressively. I think we lacked Emil Smith Rowe. We missed Emil Smith Rowe. I thought about it later when we were linked with Arthur Melo, and then I said, wait a moment. We didn't have Smith Rowe. That is when I realized that I think Smith Rowe is a very, very important player. Not because he's on form, not because he scores goals, but his ability to drive the ball forward many, many times. He makes so many dribbles as compared to any other Arsenal player. I think, personally, I think we missed him for the Everton game. Let me know what you think. On Southampton's form, he said, I know Ralph and the team, and they are really dynamic, aggressive, forward-thinking, really aggressive in the high press, and an important team in transition because that is how they score goals and create a lot of chances as well. They are a very, very dangerous team. Of course, this is why we talked about this. Okay. On the comparisons between COVID-19 outbreaks for Tottenham, Brighton, Brentford, and Arsenal, he said, I think the decision has been made to protect the players and the environment. For me, this is the first thing. Afterwards, we need to maintain certain criteria so the clubs that are competing can all compete in the same conditions. But for me, that is the most important thing is the health of the players. On the new COVID-19 measures that will and how it will affect the squad, he said, we don't know. We all have to put protocols in place again, but the situation is very tricky because it is impossible to create a bubble around the training ground or the stadium when the whole world is open. It is not about us. It is about people we have. It's about the people we have around us. It is our kids. There are a lot of people connected to us, and it makes the situation really very, very tricky. And then on our attacking statistics not looking good, he said we have to practice more. On whether Aubameyang will start after being benched in the last game, he said the players and the substitutes are always with the intention to improve the team and win the match, and that's all we try to do all the time. All right, that was really impressive. On the difference between Arsenal and Tottenham COVID-19 situations, it says, I think the guideline is clear. It's about the decision making that goes the same way for everybody, and it is what we have to hope for. We know the context where we're going to be competing, and if there are certain things that you don't meet, then the game is off, and if you do, then the game is on. We all know. And that is a fair competition. So the Tottenham game is been called off, probably because Spurs do have some criteria they do not meet. But others, the other reason, the big reason is that Spurs have a lot of COVID-19 cases, really. So there, like, I think there are no other. Okay, he spoke about players getting the vaccine, on whether he's encouraging his players to get vaccinated, and he said we are very protected in terms of vaccines, and we are trying to protect them in terms of all the protocols that are in place. We are trying to affect their lives completely, but as well know that it's going to be crucial to protect the health of the team and the environment here at Colney and around the stadium as well as we can, right? On whether we might return to limited crowds. So, look, look, I think I don't know why journalists really ask these questions, because for me, they know what's going to happen. Like, yes, I understand these are sports journalists, but I mean, these are questions that should be answered by Boris Johnson. Like, are we going to go on limited? Because how does Mikel know? All right, how does he know? They could just wake up and say no fans in the stadiums. That's the directive. Anyway, but on limited crowds, he said if we can maintain the health of everybody, hopefully not. But if we don't want to see that happen again, I think we know what. I know that we are. I think we know that we are going to have to live with this virus and with all the variants probably for a long, long time. And let's try to do so. All of us are involved in football, are willing to take that small risk, and it will be down to the regulators and the government to see what point is it okay, or is it okay to continue or not. That is my point. Look, you don't I wouldn't ask him really if we are going to have limited crowds or not. He's not a politician, is he? Maybe he has some political connections, but not really a question for me. On whether Aubameyang is lacking confidence, he said, obviously, when a player is not scoring, it's affecting his confidence, it's affecting the mood and probably the belief. But you have to rebel against, you have to rebel against that situation. Don't accept it and feel sorry for yourself. I think it's far away from Lacazette. It's far away from being a situation where Aubameyang is losing confidence. I think he lost trust in the team. On Lacazette's contract negotiation says it's the same as every time that you asked me. Nothing has changed. So Lacazette could be leaving. Nothing has changed according to the manager. On the fallout to our recent defeats, he said every time you lose a football match in this club, it's what happens. And I think what should happen, because we are here to win every game. And when we lost 2 in a row, it's painful, and it's even more painful for me the way we lost those games because of the trajectory that the team had and the results that we were having. Still, in those 2 matches, I feel that we deserved much more than 2 defeats for sure against Manchester United, and looking back at the game at Everton, even more. But we haven't, and we have to manage. And I know we will have to win more games. Okay. On what's to blame for the defeats, he says it's the reality of where we are. I don't know if it's a reflection. It's a reality, and a reality that we want to change. That we are able to change, and now it's about doing it more and more and more consistently. Right there, he really spoke about. On if we will sign a new striker. That is what is interesting. Said we have a job. We have a job to do. What we have to do is better the players that we have. This is what we can control, and this is our job. I think he's lying. He knows deep down that Arsenal need a new striker, and of course, we will get a striker there. Yeah, we will get a striker. Much of his press conference has actually been ruined by COVID-19 comments. I don't really want to waste much of my time talking about that. on his relationship with Aubameyang at the moment. He said, I do not know where the rumors are coming from. I have a very, very good relationship with my players. Everyone has to understand that I always do the best for this club and for this team. And often, if that can benefit any individuals, I always do it. The decisions are not personal. The decisions are just to get performance and the best out of the team. That's it. For me, it's one problem I always have with the media. They try to make some trivial situations too big. So they want to actually tell us that there is a dressing room crisis. They want to tell us that Aubameyang is not happy in Arsenal and is not happy with Mikel and things like that because he was dropped. I don't believe that. I think he was dropped because he's not actually performing well. We know that, right? We know that. On whether Aubameyang will be considered for sale in January, he said, really, we have never discussed something like this. And when players are under difficulty or the team is under difficulty, we have to be very, very supportive. Brilliant comment there. On the news that Eddie Nketiah has turned down a new contract, he said, well, Eddie has 6 months left on his contract, and we're having discussions with him and with his agent to try and find the best possible way. Eddie knows how much I rate him. Wrong. And I like him. Wrong. And I would like him to stay at the club. Wrong. Now, I think in the media, he's handled it very well, because I don't, again, as the manager, I don't expect him to come out and say, Eddie Nketiah has refused a new contract. He should leave. He's going to leave. I think it would be quite immature, but it's giving the young lad false confidence. It's giving him false confidence. And if it's true, if it's true that he rates him, then he should be out even before the West Ham game. I mean, before the Southampton game. Let's have a caretaker manager for the Southampton game. You don't tell me you rate Eddie Nketiah, really. Is he gonna be our top talisman, really? On whether there is still a chance to keep Eddie Nketiah, he said, well, he is our player at the moment, and he's someone that we raised. He has the Arsenal DNA in his blood, and he loves the club so much. His reason is that he wants to play more football, and that's a genuine reason. It's nothing to do with anything else. He wants more minutes, and he feels he is able to contribute much more, and that's why I like him. Oh, thank you. Kolasinac also wants more minutes. Keep him. Do you like him? Kolasinac also wants more minutes. Keep him. Runason also wants more minutes. Look, I think if it's true what Mikel Arteta is saying, that he likes Eddie because of those reasons, then he's a very, very big hypocrite, because he said he's a very objective manager who works with merit. What has Eddie done to merit more game time? What? Players wanting to play is so different from players deserving to play. Eddie doesn't deserve to play, but he wants to play, honestly. But anyway, that is much of what he said in his press conference. And obviously, the comments have been really, really long. We took a lot of time discussing what he said in his press conference. But I'm going to say I'm very, very happy to everyone who's on. Kenneth says, welcome, Cossy. And then Mahosis said redemption. Darius says already, in the front seat. Welcome, Cossy. Thank you so much, Darius. Prince Tisda says, welcome back, Cossy. We need young talented players. The likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang should leave the club at this very instant. John says, Cossy, let's first look for defense and a finisher. I think our defense is okay. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I just feel like our defense is better. Isn't it better? I don't know. I feel like our defense is a little bit better as compared to the other times when we are when we were actually porous. Cossy, Prince says Arsenal. Even Arteta should leave, bro. We miss the likes of Housemuwa and Madison. Maybe we should go for Lewin or Richarlison. Big up my man. Good night, please. Good night to you, bro, as well, Prince. Hope you're well. Mohamed says, Cossy, I support this former Ajax coach to replace Arteta because he is experienced manager more than Mikel Arteta. Thank you so much, Mohamed. And then Wilfred says, Southampton came... Is that Southampton? Will it be the last game for Mikel Arteta? I don't know. I don't know whether that could be the last game. I don't think it will be if he loses it, unless if he loses it 10-0. But I don't think it's going to be the last game for Mikel Arteta. I don't think. I think if this Ajax manager will bring faith to players in and also fans and can also convince Van der Beek to join Arsenal. This is a kind of Mohamed. Wow, you really like Van der Beek. You really like Van der Beek. But with Ralf Rangnick now at Manchester United, I don't see him join Arsenal. Arteta truth support. We need to demand more from the players. Emery and Wenger was mad from fans. And then Ten Hag. Ten Hag, stop teasing. Don't give us the hype. Look, I mean, the rumors are there, and all I do is to react to rumors with you guys, and then we talk about what is happening around our beautiful club. Don't miss the kickoff tomorrow. The kickoff show, it will be 1 hour before the game, so make sure you don't miss it. 1 hour strictly. 1 hour before the game, I will be holding the kickoff show, previewing the game as we get into it. And of course, we will have a very, very early morning update to cover all the transfers as we get into the new transfer window. So in the morning, we'll have a transfer show. We'll have the kickoff show. And then I do not do watch-alongs because they are really boring for me. I really don't like them. But then we shall have the match reaction after that. We are time wasters at Arsenal. We waste time on crap season after season. This club has stalled. We need to start acting like a huge club again. Arteta, I want to answer that, but Joel, your comment well received. Cossy, Arteta can't win all 22 Premier League remaining fixtures. No more time to stay. Arsenal must bring in a manager like Ten Hag immediately. If not, then Arteta can't deliver. He has already failed at the club. I mean, so many interesting comments, really. So many interesting comments there. We should release Kolasinac, Niles, Torreira, Nketiah, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, Xhaka, Chambers, Suarez for some new players. I'm looking at many of you here. My man Rokan Media says yes. Arsenal missed Emile Smith Rowe. Arsenal missed a risk-taking player in that game. And then Kenneth says Alba missed training today. Arteta is lying. He may miss tomorrow's game. I think honestly, guys, let me say this: the problem with Aubameyang is bad form. At the moment, even if he falls out with the manager, it's bad form. I don't believe there is something big to it. Yeah, it's bad form. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna say thank you. Thanks everybody for watching in. Let's smash the like button, guys. I don't know how many likes we have at the moment, but let's smash that like button. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Make sure you do check out all the shows that we have done today. In the morning, we had the show about Dusan Vlahovic and the opening and the transfer show. It was there, very, very much interesting. We had it, and obviously later we had another transfer live show talking about Richarlison and the new forwards. And then we also had the predicted lineup. It's already up. It's, I think, 2 hours ago. I did upload that. And now we've had Mikel Arteta's press conference and reacting to Ten Hag rumors. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Love you all.
And battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, attention ever came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again.